Hi everybody. So I wanted to just start this video by first acknowledging all the new subscribers. Hi guys. Very nice to have you here with me. Maybe something I've said has resonated with you. Either way, I appreciate the subscribe, and hopefully it'll help me to get more feedback and understand what you guys like discussing as well, because this is pretty much a free-for-all for me at this point. I come on to kind of discuss things around the challenges in life it is being, single, being a Christian, especially being a Christian, because it's hard to live in this day and age now where people don't even believe in God, and let alone uphold any principles and values and morals that he would have us adhere to. It's almost impossible. So I honestly just come and speak my mind freely about topics that I feel like need to be touched on in a different manner than what society is pushing us to move in, and hopefully just get a bit of a feel for my own little tribe over here to have those discussions with. So thank you for rocking with me so far. But today I actually came on to talk about this Dwayne Wade Gabrielle Union situation that's been floating around the Twitterverse, as well as some of my friendship conversations. It's kind of weird because I want to touch on this in the space of being the mule of your family, so to speak. And by saying that, I think of it as you're the workhorse for your family. You provide everything financially for the well-being of your family, extended family. And what that does to us as women, we're not created to be workhorses. We're just not. I know this day and age, everybody is kind of in this, independent women. We can do everything the men can do, which we really can't, not physically at least. But I know that's something that has been ran with for, I don't know, some decades now. And it's catching up. And we saw it with Gabrielle Union's interview. And I just wanted to come and touch on this as a way to really get some dialogue going for those of us in the millennial and Gen Z generations that could easily either spearhead this even further, or we could turn it around so that we're not burning ourselves out and making our health decline because we're trying to do something we're physically not even built to do. I know she mentioned that she was the caretaker, or the provider, I should say, for her mother and all of her other family outside of her and Dwayne Wade's household. And he was also the provider for the people outside of his household and his extended family, as well as his baby mothers or ex-wives or something like that. And to me, this is the dynamic that I always say, it's not worth creating that expectation with extended family that you are solely going to be providing for them because you just happen to make it as the successful one in the family. There needs to be multiple successful people in the family. That's just how I feel, especially when it comes to taking care of multiple households within that extended family. So you'd have your mother, your father, if they're even in the same households, maybe they aren't. You have your sisters or siblings, and you have cousins or aunts that also may feel like you made it, so you should be able to give them a little something or help them maintain whatever. And I know people play on women being empathetic and sympathetic and, nurturing and caring and wanting to just help all the time. But you got to draw some lines, make some boundaries, because people will milk the hell out of that one successful person in the family. And that can run them ragged, as well as just create this dynamic that they're always expected to be the givers. They're always expected to sacrifice, to be able to provide something that the people that are asking can't even provide themselves. And that's not fair. It's not a fair dynamic at all. So I empathize with her in that sense of, you can't you can't sleep in. You gotta work. You don't work, somebody not gonna eat. And that's crazy to put that on yourself, and then in turn not even be able to rest in your own home with your husband who should be providing. You gotta go and play that same role there. That has to be stressful. Listen, ladies, I ain't cut out for it. Never have been, never will be. I remember as a child, I used to be very much a people pleaser. Even up until recently, I had to learn to get out of that people pleasing mentality. If I had something, somebody else had to have it. If I was being able to receive something that was a gift or something, I felt like I need to share with everybody. And that's okay sometimes, but when it becomes an expectation that you're supposed to bend over backwards whenever you have, or whenever you work your bone to the brim and actually accumulate it yourself, that someone else who maybe doesn't have that same drive or isn't trying to help you in any way is just expected to receive whatever blessing you've received. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. And I empathize with poor Gabby on that, but at the same time, you kind of set the tone in your relationship when you volunteer to be a 50-50 player. Like, it would be a no for me. I don't think I would be able to do it. If I didn't have to work, especially with someone that makes that much money, there would be nothing in me that would make me want to go out and do all of that in excess. It's just nothing in me that would make me want to go do that. It doesn't even make sense to do that. So we see the dynamics between her and Dwayne Wade, and I feel bad for both in that mule category for their families, but that's pretty common in our culture, unfortunately, as Black people. It's a played out dynamic that really needs to get checked, because there's no reason why there's able-bodied people possibly who can't provide for themselves, or who can't sustain a business for themselves even, or, you know, if you want to sow a seed into them being able to provide for themselves, do so. But to take on the whole households and for years and years at a time, that's insane. That is insane. I'm sorry, the line would have to get drawn somewhere with that, because your household that you create with your husband is what comes first. That comes first. Sorry, something seemed like it was knocking on my door. That comes first, and I don't think it makes sense for you to neglect that first for the expense of others, even if it is your family. Once you get married, unfortunately, in those vows, you're to become one, and that means you guys come first. The Bible says a man is supposed to leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. So that should be his first priority before anybody else gets dibs on any resources he has. To me, in my mind, it's already operating all out of whack. But maybe that's just their dynamic. Again, these are just the things I'm pointing out that I saw that came up in some of my discussions with friends and on Twitter as well. It's kind of weird to sit here and see that dynamic play out, but again, these celebrities, you know, they're used to being in the public eye, and maybe she just really wanted to have that dialogue and explain, you know, her position, because maybe she doesn't want people to feel like she's a gold digger or she's mooching off of him in some way. I don't know, but the mule role, we're gonna have to dead that. That needs to get dead, because it's not sustainable. Okay, not as a whole wife, mother, career. One of those roles are going to fall, and I can guarantee you that's the type of stuff that leads to conflict and divorces as well, is when resources are not where they need to be to create that stability and that safety for the core family, which is Dwayne Wade and his wife. But that's neither here nor there. I really just wanted to talk on that and come at it from the perspective of being the mule in your in your family, and where would you truly need to draw the line in how you help extended family members in their day-to-day lives. And I really don't feel like taking on their whole livelihood as far as finances go makes sense, even if you are well off, because again, when you fall off, then what? Are they going to come and carry you for years until you can build yourself up? Or if you choose not to build yourself up, are they going to take on your burden and responsibility and make sure that you're good? 9 times out of 10, it's a no. So just wanted to come on and speak about that for a second. And again, I mean, you guys tell me what you think. I don't think it makes sense to be a mule for the rest of your life for people who are able-bodied and capable, but I'm one person. So again, I will be rocking with you guys with some more content soon. I feel like the shorts are the better way to communicate my thoughts sometimes, because it's like in and out, get it out. And sometimes I know people do not like watching long form content all the time. So until I get a little bit more of my footing on where I want to go with this channel, I feel like you guys are going to get a little bit of both, but probably more on the short side, because I feel like those are more fun anyway. So give me your thoughts and let me know what you think. I will be speaking to you guys in the next one. Bye.